period before our intermission. Now at 149, pardon. Another opportunity for Indiana to get some points back. It's Graham Rooks, ranked 13th in the country, Indiana's highest ranked wrestler, against Northwestern redshirt sophomore Aiden Vandenbush. Vandenbush struggling his way through the first couple meets of the season. Got his first win in a dual meet on Friday against Michael Zarif of Binghamton. A major decision shutout of the Bearcat. For Graham Rooks, 4-6 in his dual meets. Similarly to Danny Fongaro, lost his last two, also against tough opposition. Close matches to Austin Gomez of Michigan on Friday, Dylan D'Amelio of the Ohio State Buckeyes last weekend. Now it's Vandenbush working on the head of Graham Rooks. First minute of this period gone. No points scored for either wrestler. A double leg shot from Graham Rooks. Coming to a single leg on Vandenbush's left leg. It's Vandenbush who has a hold of Graham Rooks' left ankle. Now Graham Rooks trying to come around the back. Aiden Vandenbush just trying to stave him off by holding on to that leg. Now Aiden Vandenbush still refusing to let go. Neither wrestler letting go, and so it is called a stalemate. Good action there after that stoppage. Now it's Aiden Vandenbush. Left leg, left arm. Just grappling against the right of Graham Rooks, and it's Aiden Vandenbush on a single leg shot. Graham Rooks defending on the near edge of this mat. Aiden Vandenbush trying to finish, running out of mat to do so. Graham Rooks, that left leg extended. Vandenbush needs to come around the back to get those 3 points. But good defending from Graham Rooks. As uncomfortable as this looks, it really is so difficult, and all credit to the grad student for what he's doing here. Aiden Vandenbush, a good wrestler, had a tough season, but someone that knows how to score. Stalemate again. We're right back to the center of the mat. And this, as at 141, one of the matches that Indiana would have expected to win in this meet. So if Aiden Vandenbush can get a victory here, Northwestern could be really confident heading into the second half of the meet after our match at 57. Well, no points in our first period. No shortage of action, though. Choice now, Graham Rooks. We'll start on bottom. Graham Rooks winning the Southern Scuffle, as did Fongaro, also winning the battle at the Citadel. Last season, NCAA qualifier, won his first 2 matches to get into the blood round. It's the furthest the Hoosiers made it in the national tournament since 2017 when Nate Jackson finished 8th. And that included an upset for Rooks of the number 4 seed Caleb Henson of Virginia Tech. His best finish of his career, also 5th at the Big Ten tournament. And Graham Rooks, a quick escape. Now has both legs of Vandenbush. But it's Vandenbush still just trying to grab onto that left leg. Third stalemate we've seen in this match. Vandenbush, 5 straight bonus point losses in these dual meets before that win on Friday. But he's shown energy, he's shown spunk in these last 2. And keeping a really tough opponent like Graham Rooks close like this in the second period bodes well for Matt Storniolo and company. Working on the edge of the mat is Graham Rooks. Aiden Vandenbush perhaps reaching to get off the mat. Maybe worthy of a stall call. Doesn't get it though. And there is the stall call. Aiden Vandenbush just backing up after that start. Graham Rooks has been the aggressor, has had his butt towards the center of the mat for the majority of this match. And it's once again Aiden Vandenbush, who's just backing, defending, trying to eat away at the time left in this second period. Well, Graham Rooks smelled blood, went in for it, but defended well by Vandenbush. And it's Rooks this time, just pushing Aiden Vandenbush out of bounds. While the Hoosiers travel well, they are vocal. You can definitely hear them here in Welsh Ryan Arena. Support out in droves for Graham Rooks. Brother Caden wrestling at 33 just a few moments ago. Columbus, Indiana, not too far from here. Almost certainly family in attendance. Vandenbush almost got himself into the waterfall position. Would have been a good opportunity for Graham Rooks to score a takedown right there at the end. But you just see how much attack has come from Graham Rooks. Rooks tough on top. Had a 6-second escape for his point in the second period. Vandenbush up to a quad pod. Thought about removing the left hand of Graham Rooks from his stomach. Rooks perhaps thinking about a leg ride. Aiden Vandenbush, all credit to him, good escape. Took a little bit longer than Graham Rooks, but point is the point. Now single leg shot, stall call on Aiden Vandenbush. Now that could be key because a point awarded to Graham Rooks. Rooks does not need a takedown in this match. Oh, Aiden Vandenbush just catching his breath. Encouraged by BJ Futrell, Justin Oliver. For Indiana, it's Chad Redd Jr. once again coaching the Hoosier through this match. Matt Storniolo having a word with our official. Didn't throw the green challenge brick, just having a conversation. Trying to make sense of the flow of this match. Now Rooks, collar tie with Aiden Vandenbush. 60 seconds left in the third period. Aiden Vandenbush down a point due to that double stall call. For Graham Rooks, has not given up. Looking for that takedown, has kept the urgency, the intensity, all match. Now defends well. Didn't come around the back. Aiden Vandenbush back up to his feet. Graham Rooks left hand underhook. Maybe double underhook on the right side.
30 seconds.
Stalemate called. Seen the official quick to go to his whistle. Wants to keep the action flowing here at 1:49. Aiden Vandenbush needs a shot. Well, maybe overextended himself a bit, but does well to recover. Score still 2-1, Aiden Vandenbush. Single leg shot, heavy hips from Graham Rooks to fend him off. 10 seconds left, now it's Rooks on a single leg. Riding hard on Vandenbush. Vandenbush wraps around. Just trying to wriggle away. Well, no point for Aiden Vandenbush there at the end. But Graham Rooks, a match that on paper maybe should have been Indiana 41-49. And we'll end the first half of this meet at 1:57. It's Trevor Chumbley coming up against Zack Rotkvich. Trevor Chumbley, ranked 21st in the nation. Redshirt senior from St. Charles, Illinois, not too far away from here. His brother Tegan on the Illinois team that we'll see later this afternoon. Zack Rotkvich, arms locked around Chumbley's right thigh. Now bringing his right foot to the knee of Chumbley. Chumbley, a dominating tech fall win over Carter Bear of Binghamton on Friday. Now it's Chumbley working on the double leg. 3-point takedown for Trevor Chumbley. Northwestern on top here early at 157. Chumbley looking for a mat return on the edge of the mat. Still in bounds, both feet in. And as he tries to work around, both wrestlers falling out of bounds, we'll go back to the middle. Zack Rotkvich, a redshirt sophomore from Chicago, went to Mount Carmel. Wrestled the first half of his freshman year at 149, bumped up to 157. He's wrestled there ever since. Now big mat return from Trevor Chumbley. Such a good wrestler on top. Chumbley finishing 4th at the Big Ten Championships last year. 2-2 at the national tournament. Told Big Ten Network, felt that it was a disappointment, wanted to do better. He's looking at this season now as his redemption arc has sat behind wrestlers like Yaya Thomas, national champion Ryan Deacon. Now has truly blossomed into this leader for Northwestern in the locker room. And trying to get the on-mat performances to support. It's Chumbley now with over a minute of ride time on Zack Rotkvich after that early takedown. Rotkvich crawling his way to the edge of the mat, trying to force a return back to the middle. Chumbley coming around the back, just trying to maybe pull Rotkvich back in. And it's still Trevor Chumbley working tough on top. Zack Rotkvich has been unable to find his base. Dangerous swipes, but Trevor Chumbley is coming back on top. Both right legs of wrestlers still in bounds. And they're just coming out of bounds is Chumbley and Rotkvich. Rotkvich has wrestled 3 dual meets this season, all losses by bonus points. Notable among them a tech fall loss to Levi Haynes of Penn State, ranked number 1 at the time. Stall call issued to Zack Rotkvich. Official not saying he's doing enough to work out from bottom. Tough ask, though, when Trevor Chumbley's riding so tough like he is. Looking to turn Rotkvich, maybe, back onto his stomach is the Hoosier. Figure 4 for Chumbley. On the left leg of Rotkvich to ride out the period, almost 2.5 minutes of ride time, the most we've seen from any wrestler in a single period so far in this meet. It was Chumbley able to finish there, coming around the back. Bring his hands around the waist of Rotkvich to secure that 3-point takedown. Now Chumbley quickly up to his feet as he starts on bottom in the second period. A 4-second escape from Trevor Chumbley. Immediately back into a double leg shot. Wrestling on the edge of the mat. Chumbley towards the center. Rotkvich working around the outside. Little snap from Chumbley. Rotkvich shrugging off a clubbing arm of Trevor Chumbley. Bit of a half-hearted single leg there, but goes right back into it, now forcing the shin whizzer out of Zack Rotkvich. And Trevor Chumbley just overpowers him. Trevor Chumbley wants bonus points. Immediately thought about cutting, then back to his search for back points. Now does cut Rotkvich loose. but plenty of time to work with for Chumbley, almost 3 minutes. Right back into it from the single leg. Quick glance at the scoreboard. Out of bounds now, back to the middle. Trevor Chumbley, couple stumbles this season. Joey Blaze lost, sudden victory. Took Jared Franick, number 2 of Iowa, to sudden victory. But now we've seen some energy, we've seen some spirit from Trevor Chumbley. He is looking to place. He wants to be the face of this division, this weight class. Also wants to lead Northwestern back into the good results that we've seen this team able to turn out. Top 10 finishes at the NCAAs in 21 and 22. Now Trevor Chumbley just 1 point away, has that ride time for the tech fall. But an escape from Rotkvich. And Trevor Chumbley only needs 1 takedown in order to lock up the tech fall here at 57. Short time for both wrestlers. It's Chumbley who rides Rotkvich out of the second period once more. 17-3 lead for Trevor Chumbley. Riding time in favor of the Northwestern wrestler, 3 minutes and 13 seconds. And we'll start neutral. Trevor Chumbley, headlock, looking for a takedown. We've seen him get it a couple of ways, single leg shot, double legs. Really feels like a matter of if, not when in this match, the way that he's just been on top of Zack Rotkvich. And has a tough grasp around Rockvich's left leg, now extended. It's a headlock to Chumbley, looking for back points, and it's a 3-point takedown in the pin for Trevor Chumbley on the edge of the mat. Oh my goodness, Trevor Chumbley. Have yourself a performance here. Following up his tech fall win on Friday. Had a 14-point lead, would have won by tech fall. That's not enough for Trevor Chumbley.
His own, but not able to do it.
Well, this meet swings back to Northwestern. 2 more matches for you. This one at 97. Redshirt sophomore Evan Bates against Gabe Sollars, ranked number 33 in the country.
Sollars coming to a heavy collar tie right off the whistle, but Bates able to snap him.
Both of these guys young, but both have seen a lot of action. Evan Bates now 75 career matches in college. Gabe Sollars over 60. Both Indiana guys too. Gabe Sollars from Evansville. Evan Bates, Chesterton High School.
Sollars working with those collar ties. Working Bates to the edge of the mat.
Gabe Sollars' only match against a Northwestern wrestler, fellow Chesterton High School wrestler, former teammate of Evan Bates, Andrew Davison, back at the Midlands in 2022. Match that he lost 5-2.
It's been years now at Northwestern with a Chesterton native manning the 197 position. I believe Bates is the 3rd Chesterton wrestler in a row at 197. First, Lucas Davison, who bumped up to heavyweight, succeeded by Andrew Davison. So those two Chesterton brothers, and now Evan Bates taking over at 197 for the Cats. Sollars in on a really nice post high C. Doesn't quite get it. Now Bates defending hard on the edge of the mat here. Sollars wants to get Bates' hips to the mat, and he's coming really close. Bates needs to try to get that left leg back under him and not let Sollars pin his hip to the mat.
Evan Bates working so hard on the edge of the mat to keep Gabe Sollars from finishing this sequence.
Bates in a split here does exactly what he needs to avoid that takedown, which is just stay tough on the edge of the mat. Sollars not able to improve his position, and they'll restart the action in the center of the mat, rather. Bates working in with some fakes. Stutter steps. Sollars in with that double collar tie.
Evan Bates, major decision loss to Lou Dupre of Binghamton on Friday. Gabe Sollars, one of the 2 Indiana wrestlers to win his match against Michigan, against Bobby Strigo. Decision 5-1 victory against the Wolverine. Now Gabe Sollars right into it as the period ended.
We are all tied up, no score.
Evan Bates' choice, which is start on bottom. Gabe Sollars redshirted last season, but made 4 of his 5 appearances in duels. Went 2-2, also a 6th place finish at the U20 US Open and the U20 World Team Trials. Quick escape though from Evan Bates to get on the board first here at 97.
Yeah, nice hips there by Bates to get from that seated position to turn and face Sollars, who was opting for a pretty tough ride there for a little bit. But Sollars right back to that collar tie, just pushing Bates to the edge of the mat. Now he'll snap. Starting to look for some offense here.
Evan Bates, 3 dual meet wins. Ben Veneti of Purdue last weekend. Also took down Josh Otto of Wisconsin, his other Big Ten victory. Right side underhook from Sollars.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Sollars working really hard in that hand fight, backing Bates up. So not getting to too much offense so far, but definitely offensive, like the aggressor in the hand fight. But Bates in on a really quick, low, high C. Sollars coming around with a crotch lock. He's going to try to get Bates' hips elevated there, but Bates needs to try to extend Sollars' leg, not let him get behind him. Sollars stingy defensively here. Bates a little bit extended, funky position. Sollars able to extend Bates, who is really in a good scoring position there. Bates needs to try to get elevation here and not get extended, but Sollars now in a sound defensive position looking for a score.
Evan Bates hands together. Short time for Gabe Sollars to try and wrench them apart. And just the 1-point escape from Evan Bates. Choice now for Gabe Sollars.
I think Bates' first shot attempt really of the match, and he got in super deep, very well timed, low, high C, which is not a shot you see that often. His head ended up on the outside, but good defense by Sollars. Now Bates looking to ride on top. Sollars comes up in a quad pod, but Bates is able to force him back down to the mat.
Sollars thought about a roll, didn't finish the move. No near fall swipes, but really threatening position here for Gabe Sollars.
Yeah, Sollars going for a roll there. Looked like he was on his back for a second, but not long enough for Bates to get any near fall swipes. But now Sollars working on Bates' ankle. Another Indiana wrestler who, I mean, some high flying bottom wrestling. We've seen a lot of rolls so far this match.
Some of them paying off. Roman Rogotsky evading a takedown for Troy Fisher. Gabe Sollars almost put himself in a position to concede back points.
Bates staying tough on top, working, gets his hands locked, and drags Sollars back down to the mat and out of bounds. If Bates can rack up more riding time here going into the end of this third period, the more he can ride Sollars out, the better position he's in. Especially if he gets his riding time over a minute, then even with the Sollars escape, if neither of them score another takedown, Bates would win because the riding time advantage, and doing a really good job right off the whistle, trapping Sollars' left arm.
In a similar situation we saw at 149, Aiden Vandenbush and Graham Rooks, who both got escape points, but it was a double stall call on Vandenbush that gave Rooks the win. Evan Bates now up over a minute of riding time.
Really good top riding there. I mean, top wrestling rather. Bates following all of Sollars' escape attempts, stymieing them. Nothing too crazy, but now able to rack up some riding time with Sollars fully extended on the mat, getting a stall call against him.
Evan Bates
dragging him down again.
4 more seconds of ride time for Evan Bates, and he'll secure that point. 2 seconds, pardon.
One clock goes up while the other goes down.
Thanks. Thank you, Jamie.
Bates immediately with a tight waist. Sollars up to his feet, though, probably in a better position to escape than we've seen so far. Bates will get dinged for stalling there. Official wants to see him working for a lift and return rather than working Sollars to the edge of the mat.
Matt Storniolo visibly frustrated by a number of both stall calls and no calls throughout this meet.
Bates doing what he needs to with those mat returns, keeping Sollars down. Sollars working to the edge of the mat there.
And theoretically, Evan Bates could concede another stall call here, has that riding time locked up, so long as Gabe Sollars does not escape in these last 8 seconds and change.
There's Sollars with a switch, mixing up his bottom wrestling a little bit. But Bates doing a really good job staying super tough on top, gets the full period ride out to win this one, and that's finding a way to win for Evan Bates. Really showing off his top wrestling, which was a dominant display in that third period.